you hate the thought of working past 55 or 60? Do you hate not being able to live the life you deserve today? Do you hate not knowing what your financial future looks like? It's time to stop doing what you hate. Here's your host, Mr. Harold Green.
Aloha, everybody. This is Harold Green of Brightree Financial Group, and it is time to stop doing what you hate. How is everybody doing today? I'm doing fantastic. It is a Saturday for me, and I'm excited about the day. I woke up super early this morning. Last night, my wife was like, yo, what time do you got to get up in the morning? I was like, yo, like 4:30, 4:40. And, normally Saturdays when I have a full schedule, I usually get up early, kind of go to bed early Friday night, just to get my mind in the right mode to come and deliver what it is that I have inside of me in order to make a difference in the lives of the people that are listening to me, and to make a difference in the lives of the people that are clients and people, maybe people that are not quite clients yet. So I have a very interesting show to deliver to you folks today, and I'm super excited about it. And the title of the show is Money Stakes. That's right, money stakes. Not like sweepstakes or anything like that, but money stakes. And I want to tell you a very interesting story. One day when I was working out with my trainer, I think this is back in 2018 or something like that, I was well over 300 pounds. And normally what he does is he would have me keep track of my meals and what I ate, and if I drank, how much alcohol I drank, and all of that stuff. And, I was paying him a sizable amount of money to hold me accountable to the goal that I had, which was to lose weight, to get myself in shape physically, but also mentally. And I had a hell of a time keeping up with the program. There was a lot that was going on in my life: owning a business, having a family, sending kids off to college, doing, a couple of speaking engagements a week. It was just brutal. And I told myself, dude, you can't keep up this pace with all this weight. It's just not going to work. You're going to have to do something. And so that's why I hired the trainer. And so one day we were working out, and it was just a rough session because, he kind of said some things to me in the beginning, and he was, riding my butt, which is what I was paying him to do. And I wasn't quite feeling it that day. And so, I had a little bit of a funk on me. And at the end of the session, he said, dude, you're like a freaking elephant. And I'm like, what? Are you making fun of me because of my size? Dude, what? An elephant? He said, yeah, you're like an elephant. And like, once you make up your mind is made up, and you're not going to change it. And so I started doing some research, and I'll tell you what I found out about these elephants. Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3, let's get it. So elephants, when they're babies, they're tied up with a single stake. And when they try to pull that stake out of the ground, it won't go anywhere. So after time and time and time again of trying to pull the stake out of the ground, they just give up. And as that elephant continues to grow, his mind is conditioned, or her mind is conditioned, that no matter how hard they pull, that stake isn't going to go anywhere. And mind you, we're talking about an elephant that weighs a ton or more, with massive amounts of power, but yet they can't do anything with the stake in their mind, so they give up, and they don't even try. And so I had some stakes in the ground mentally when it came to my finances. I had some stakes in the ground when it came to my spiritual life. And I had some stakes in the ground when it came to my money life. So we're going to get into money stakes today, and some of the things that people have done to just drive a stake in the ground when it comes to the money that they have. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm going to put it out there. I said it before. Money is a force. Money is a tool that needs to be used and put to work. And money is there to serve you. You are not here to serve money. You cannot serve two masters at the same time. You're either going to love the one and hate the other, or hate the one and love the other. Either way, you can't serve two masters. Okay. And I look at that from a spiritual standpoint because as a Christian, I can't serve God and money. And here's the revelation that I came to. God is above my life and I'm under him. I have my family and everything, and money is under that. Money is not above us. Money is below us. And anytime you begin to put money above you and tell money is worth more than you, that's a very huge money stake. And so I want to talk about a few money stakes here. And for some people, this may apply. For others, it may not apply. So, as I go through this and I talk and I share, you know, you can just kind of put the shoe on either foot, the left foot, right foot, whichever one the shoe fits, wear it. If it don't, don't worry about it. So I'm not going to talk too much about investing today, and I'm not going to talk too much about the Rapid Retire program. And the Rapid Retire program is a program that I use to help people become independently wealthy. It's just a tool that I use. And if you want to know more about it, go to my website, retirenow.retireweb.com, and then just look that up. But I want to talk about money stake number one. This is the biggest thing that I see hindering people all the time. And it is a mindset that people have that goes contrary, in my professional opinion, to building wealth. And that is getting out of debt. There's so much out there about how you should not be in debt. You ought to be tackling your debt. You ought to be paying off your debt. My opinion is very, very different. And I've learned this from experience. Paying off debt is one aspect of getting financially independent. But instead of focusing on decrease, you must focus on increase. Because it takes the same amount of brain power to sit there and figure out how to pay off debt that it does to figure out how to increase money. It's the same brain power, right? But the elephant mentality says, no, let's decrease. We gotta get out of debt. We gotta get out of debt first. And then from there, then we'll have money to invest. The one thing people never do is they never sit down and count the lost opportunity cost of paying off debt versus investing the money or putting the money to work. Once you pay off debt, that's dead money to me. That money can never grow, because if you're paying off consumer debt with money, you're saving interest, but at the same time, that money is buried. It will never make you another dime ever again. And this is what I see when people are dead set and adamant about paying off their house, because they say, well, Harold, if we pay off our house, we'll have more money to invest. Yeah, I understand that. And I got to put the statement out there. All investments carry risk of loss. So do your due diligence. Past performance is no indicator of future results. So if you work for 10 years to pay down debt, and let's say you're paying down debt at maybe an extra $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a year to get all your debt fully paid off. And I, on the other hand, took that $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 and I bought Apple stock. Now, in 10 to 15 years, your debt will be paid off fully, and then you can invest. On the other hand, I'll be paying down my debt slowly, but I would have been buying Apple stock at $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a year. What do you think that Apple stock would have been worth if we just go back and look at past performance? And let's say it was 1,000% return over that 10 to 15 years. Do you think at that time I would have enough Apple stock to sell some of it and pay off all of my debt and still have tons of more Apple stock left? But the elephant mindset is one of safety. The elephant mindset is one of security. The elephant mindset is one of stability. And the elephant mindset is one of being comfortable. Now, I've heard it said before, if you want to be comfortable someday, you have to learn how to be uncomfortable. Now, that's a very interesting concept, because it leads me into my next money stake, and that's the safety and the security of money. There's a study out there that shows people fear loss more than the opportunity to gain. People fear loss over the opportunity of gain. I've talked to so many people about investing and getting started, and what they say to me is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to lose my money. I don't want to, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to take a chance. The market is not good right now. I hear so many excuses why people won't take advantage of an opportunity when it is presented to them. And it's because of their elephant mindset. They want the safety and they want the security of money, but money is a tool. Money has to be put to work. Yes, it may be comfortable and safe for a while, but you're going to come up upon an opportunity or a situation where that little bit of money that you've saved is not going to be enough to get the job done. And guess what you will have to do in order to make something happen? You have to take on debt. And that's why many Americans struggle today, because they don't put their money in the right places and they're constantly paying off debt. And so when something comes up, they're not in debt, but in order to make it happen, they got to borrow money. And that's why so many parents have to borrow money in order to get their kids through college, because they put their money in the wrong places and they focused on the wrong thing. They focus more on building retirement. They don't have a multi-pronged financial plan that has dual purpose dollars built in, money with a mission that does more than one thing. Everyone's single-minded, like that elephant, comfortable, safe, secure, and that's what they're looking for. Another money stake that I've seen, and one that I've had before, was this: I can never be rich. I can never be rich. I'm barely making ends meet right now. How can I be rich? That was one of my many money stakes. And one interesting thing happened to me. I began to put myself around people that had an increased mindset over a decreased mindset. And I went out on a limb. I didn't have the money, but Mr. Bob Harrison, bless your heart, man, I love you. And I don't think he listens to my show, but they call him Dr. Increase. And he began to tell stories about how he owned a Chrysler dealership, which I think is probably not a good car, but he believed in the product and he had a Chrysler dealership. And he talked about how he took that thing from zero to hero when in a matter of months, because he adopted an increased mindset and not a decrease mindset. So he was having an event on Maui, which he was doing every single year before the COVID hit. And one year I told my wife, I said, honey, let's go to an increase event on Maui. So I made a big money move and I had to borrow and put that on my credit card. But the trip was thousands of dollars and it was at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Kapalua, Maui. So I took my wife, I took my kids. They were small at the time. We went to the Ritz-Carlton and boy, man, we had a blast. We came across and rubbed elbows with people who made millions of dollars. And they were some of the most humble people. And they had the increase mindset, not the elephant mindset, but the increase mindset. And they shared stories and they shared stories. And that began to build my faith. And it began to show me that, hey, if these people can do it, what's the difference between me and them? Their effort and their mindset. Those are the only two things that I had to change, was the amount of effort I was giving it and my mindset. I was out doing my daily devotionals this morning and getting ready to do the show. And a gentleman that I see all the time walks by me and they speak, and I'm sitting at the table writing my notes, writing my goals in my planner, writing out my day. And he said, "You're working on a Saturday?" And I said, "Yep, I'm working on a Saturday." It was early this morning and I'm working on a Saturday. Again, the elephant mindset in me before was, I want Saturdays off, honey. I want to work 5 days a week. That's all I want to do is 5 days a week. And I want my weekends off so I can relax, and on and on and on, because I wanted to be comfortable. I was making some decent money at the time, but I did not follow through on the increased mindset. And so once I began to change and said, yes, I'll work some Saturdays. As a matter of fact, I had been working Saturdays now for about 6 to 7 years on Saturdays. Am I going to work Saturdays forever? No, I don't want to. Do I have to? No, but I want to serve my clients. I want to serve my community. I want to be available to people as much as possible without killing myself and then getting myself ahead and helping my clients get ahead. But I had to dump that mindset of I can never be rich. But being around those people allowed me to see into the world of prosperity and that it was possible if I just made a few changes. The last money stake I want to talk to you about is this: action, action, action. If you take the proper action, you're going to get the proper result. That's very important. If you take the proper actions, you're going to get the right results. There are people that have been taking actions and actions and actions and actions, but they're getting the wrong result. And the computer programming, which I went to school for partially, is simply this: you put in the right input, you get the right output. You put in the wrong input, you're going to get the wrong output. And I see it all the time when people call me and they say, Harold, so-and-so said I should be doing this. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but so-and-so, they kind of don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're giving you advice in a vacuum. They're not giving you advice in totality. And a lot of times clients will get bad input from individuals that they respect, and it ends up turning into a bad outcome. So here's my thing. You got to check the knowledge that you are receiving. You just can't believe everything somebody's telling you. Heck, don't even believe everything I'm telling you. Go look it up for yourself. Go study what I'm saying to you for yourself. Take this knowledge that I am providing you and check it out for yourself. And that's what I do now. I vet everything. I'm cautious of everything I hear. I take the information in and then I process the information and then I do my best to take the appropriate action. And I don't wait forever to take action. Sometimes people decide way too slow and they wonder why they never get anywhere, because they're always waiting for the right opportunity. They're waiting just for the water to be just right, right? Sometimes, man, you got to jump in the water when it's hot. It'll cool down, but sometimes you got to get in when it's hot. Because if you get in when it's cold, it's a little bit too late and it's going to be problematic. So if someone presents you with an opportunity and you vet that opportunity thoroughly and it's the right opportunity for you, make sure you take advantage of it. Take advantage of your opportunities and don't let stupid people talk you out of them. I don't like to call people stupid. I don't really like to use the word ignorant, but it really frustrates me to see people who don't know what they're talking about just spewing all kinds of stuff out there. And people are following that advice. And it's not in their absolute best interest. But when your opportunities come, man, take advantage of your opportunities. And if I didn't take advantage of my opportunities, I would not be sitting here talking to you right now. Everybody will be presented with opportunities to be successful. Either you're going to act on it or you're going to let that opportunity pass you up. And you know what? It's going to find somebody else who's going to take advantage of it. That's why the rich get richer and the poor get poor. And sometimes people are just comfortable having enough. But I'm going to tell you, there are real problems in this world that only you and I can solve. I'm going to say that again. There are real problems in this world that only you and I will be able to solve with the amount of resources that we accumulate, so that we can then distribute those resources to make a difference in the world. It's not about just having enough money and then sitting back and retiring and say, oh, Harold, I'm good. I'm just going to retire and then kick it. No, there's work that needs to be done in our communities. And my goal is to help build you up and build your finances up so that then we can go and target some of these things in the community, like homelessness, for one. Mental health is a big one on my mind right now. This country is being destroyed over mental health issues. Right? Because there's just not enough funding going into these areas. People talk about helping all the time. I hear all of this hyperbole about we need to do this and we need to do that. We need to raise taxes so we can pay for this and we can pay for that. And things are getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. We are being distracted. But I want to tell you this. We need to dump our elephant mindsets and make a break for it. Pull that freaking stake out of the ground and let's run. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's do it. Let's climb. Let's rise. Let's fly. Let's leave this garbage of, we can't do this, or we don't have enough, or let's leave that behind and run. Let's leave those behind that do have that mindset, and let's run. Let's get ourselves around eagles, people that fly high. Like I say all the time, you can either fly with the eagles or scratch and cluck around on the ground with chickens. And eventually chickens end up fried and on the dinner plate. I never seen no fried eagle. I've seen fried chicken, boiled chicken, baked chicken, but I ain't never seen no fried eagle. For one, it's against the law. Number two, I don't even think you can catch them if you tried. But I want to get into something real quick. I want to look at ways that you can make money serve you. Money is there to serve you. Have you ever gone out and had $1,000 dinner with friends and paid for it? Have you ever done something like that? Some people say, oh my God, I'll never do that. Well, that's fine. But don't ever say you're not worth it. Don't ever say it's not worth it. Just say that's not my taste. That's fine. Never say it's not worth it. Because when you say it's not worth it, then you're saying you're not worth it. So here's some ways I think you can use money to serve you. Buy the home you live in. Okay. I bought the cheapest condo in one of the nicest areas. And I think I told the story. People didn't like me for it because it was cheap. And when I bought it, it drove their, the comps down in that condo. But then they rebounded and they went up like, I don't know, $250,000 in a year and a half. I made out like a bandit, but I took advantage of an opportunity that was in front of me. The vacations you take, right? Where are you going on vacation? Are you trying to get there as cheaply as you can? Sitting all squished up, trying to save points, trying to fly in points. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but you can't go on vacation like Scrooge McDuck, pinching everywhere. That's not a vacation. That's like an experiment. And you come back all tired and feeling like, well, did I even go on vacation? Not really, because you are serving money, not letting money serve you. The car you drive. Some people like to keep their cars, and that's fine. But don't complain about every time you got to take the car to the shop and brag about, and like, oh my God, the repair bill is so much. And like, and then on the other hand, well, I keep my cars for 30 years. That's fine for you if you want to do that. But never say having a new car is not worth it. Never say that it's not worth it. Just say that's just not for me. That's fine. But never say something is not worth it. You can be worth $20 million and drive a Honda. I could care less because those are your values. But you don't say I'm not worth it. You just choose to do something different for whatever reason you have. The places that you go out and eat. I tell you, I'm low key a lot of times and I can eat in a hole in the wall. But when I'm in a certain mindset and certain mode and I want to try to grow my mind, I'm not eating at a hole in the wall. I'm eating somewhere where there's marble in the bathrooms and it smells really nice. And the people dress decent there because I'm trying to get in a mode. I'm celebrating something. I'm trying to get to a certain mindset to refresh myself. The colleges that you send your kids to, don't say it's not worth it. If your kids have worked hard, it's okay to send them to really good schools because you're going to reap the benefits and they're going to reap the benefits for many years down the road. The clothes you wear. Now, this is interesting for me. I can pretty much afford like whatever clothes are out there, but sometimes I'm low key. I'll shop at Costco for clothes. Why? Because I wear them out or whatever. I throw them away. I don't care. But when I'm going somewhere decent and around decent people, I have decent clothes. Okay? It's a mindset. Another thing is, when are you going to retire? And then what do you do in retirement? Like, are you just working just to, pay off a house or build up a huge nest egg? Right? You can retire when you get to the point where your money is serving you and it's bringing in enough itself. Your money is replacing your income and you don't have to work for it. Money is working for you. But if you never get rid of that elephant mindset, you will never put yourself in position where money can serve you and you are not serving money. You cannot serve two masters. You either hate the one and you love the other. You can't serve both. So if you're out there and you want to get rid of your elephant mindset, call me. You got my number, 808-521-4401. And let me help you pull that stake out of the ground and run, because that's what we are going to have to do. So what? They raise taxes. We got to outrun taxes. So what? Costs go up. We got to outrun cost. So what? The cost of tuition goes up. We got to outrun it. We got to be smart about it. We can't cry about it. We can't whine about it. We got to take action and we got to get it. All right. So until next time, 1, 2, 3, let's get it.
This is the podcastfactory.com.